I must admit, I felt a bit fortunate to be there at the angle that I was to watch that goal yesterday, because we were sitting just right at the halfway line, must have been 20, 30 rows towards the back of the Sir Elton John stand. We're right behind Salah as he runs up to the four Watford defenders, squeezes through the tightest of gap, rolls his studs over the ball, moves the ball one way, comes back the other, then dives in past Cathcart, then goes back the other way and leaves him sliding on the floor before standing up, leaning to his right and arcing the ball in left-footed towards the far corner. How good was that goal?
I think it was balletic, wasn't it? It was like watching ballet, but in ballet you don't get anybody trying to stop you. you get people helping you and lifting you, didn't you? And you have fellow dancers. It did help, to be fair, that Watford, you did the game, Sam, didn't you? Their defending was awful. They were like mannequins based, wasn't they? There was no... But the thing is, you can see his aura when he gets into the 18-yard box. The defenders then know this is my territory here. Yeah. If you dangle a foot, because he has gone down easily in the past, but I want to go past you, and it's the way that he stopped the ball. When you said he had the four Watford defenders around him, and he stopped it, and the well-class players and the great players make things look like it's slower, and everything that's going manic around you. He stopped it, but he knew exactly what to do. What he wanted to do is he wanted to stop those four players still, which he did. Then he rolls it, with the bottom of his foot. Then he rolls it past them. Then he goes, Cathcart's, I think, just gone past our window as we speak. He's still sliding because he's panicking. Then it's the calmness, just to calm yourself down and go, right, I'm just going to bend it in Ben Foster's far right-hand corner. And it was beautiful to watch. I actually think the ball that he put through for Mane for the first goal was outstanding. Normally Kevin De Bruyne puts them through with he instep, then he rolls them from that same angle with the instep of his right foot. And Mo Salah's done it with the outside of his left foot. Perfect way to pass. Mane didn't have to take a touch. And I think it's the consistency of Mo Salah as well. When he came from Roma, he had two good seasons in it at Roma where he was like a 1 in 2 basically. And people
Fiorentina before
yeah,
that
exactly.
as well,
yeah, and you're looking at him thinking, you ain't going to get 1 in 2 in the Premier League. Because when he was at Chelsea, he was just too young. And he had Mourinho, a manager, didn't have time to develop players. So coming to Liverpool, and you look at his consistency. When you mentioned about Messi and you mentioned about Ronaldo being the two best players in the world, but because of their consistency, they do it over a 5, 6, 7 year period.
It's posting the numbers, isn't it?
He's done the numbers. This is his fourth full season. First season, 32 Premier League goals, 22, 19, 22. 2 golden boots. He got 7 in 8 this season. So he's
scored in 8 consecutive Premier League games.
He's actually getting better and better and better. So his balance is great. People don't realise how strong he is.
No, he's very strong, yeah.
He's not one of those players who think, right, we can physically intimidate him, because even though he's lithe, he uses his body and his body weight very well because of his balance is so good. So just, yeah, as you say, sometimes we are privileged to do this job, but sometimes you look at it and you think, I can't believe I've just seen that. And that's what gets bums off seats.
Yeah, the Liverpool attack was slick, dynamic and instinctive, I think, right from the very, very start. Firmino plays that position better than anybody else, I think, where he plays at the tip of an inverted diamond. So the other 2 points are Salah on the right and Mane on the left, and he's the bottom peak of the diamond, if you can imagine that. And he knits the play, switches it all, manages to stitch it all together. Brilliant. Linked with Madrid today, actually, Mo Salah. Essential that they keep him?
Absolutely essential for as long as Jurgen Klopp's there. Then that'll give you some idea of how Jurgen Klopp thinks he's going to be there as well. Because if Mo Salah commits himself, because you want to speak to the manager, you want to know what the manager's plans are.
Yeah.
Because that he's improved immeasurably. And again, you need a manager who's going to get the best out of you, but he actually suits the way Liverpool play, because off the ball, he works very hard. He has to press. And the other thing I like about him is he's very, very humble. You wouldn't know. I don't know anything about him. I don't know really, on his private life. I don't do Instagram or anything like that. But he's not in the public eye. He's not craving publicity all the time, is he? He just thinks, so I'm going to.
He's
do
a
my
brilliant
football.
ambassador for Egypt, for
African football in general.
African football, for Muslim players.
Yes.
For Liverpool.
Yeah, just seems very, very humble.
He is brilliant. He's so good to watch.
He's a superstar without the trappings that superstars
He probably,
normally bring with them.
he probably has a great time and he probably does some wonderful things, but I don't think that he's ostentatious about it, and certainly doesn't shove it in everyone's face. Not saying that's wrong or right or whatever, but he doesn't do that. Talk to me about Watford very quickly. Danny Rose looked like he was a little bit short. Messina didn't seem to be aware of his position. I don't think Claudio Ranieri picked the right formation, actually. He only had a couple of days to work with all of his players. His job starts now, but it is a big job. It
is a big job, especially when you take a drubbing like that. And you said there, with Liverpool, you've got to be prepared to stop them from playing. It looked like, when I saw the highlights of the match, it looked like it was a training game. It looked like that Watford had been told that they couldn't get close to Liverpool. There was no closing down, even in their team shape, with like the 4-4-2. When Ranieri changed it, they didn't get anywhere near Liverpool at all. And then, as a player, you think, oh, we've got that little bit of extra time. So Vicarage Road should have been a difficult game to go, and it was very, very easy. So as you said, Ranieri's only been there a short period of time, but you don't need that could have been more than 5. Liverpool missed chances.
Yeah, they hit the bar twice as well.
Exactly.
I mean, they really could have, if they wanted to put their foot to the floor, they could have gone for it.
They
made changes as well midway through the second half, knowing that they were 3-0 up, and thought, well, we've got a Champions League game on Tuesday.
It was a nice game for Liverpool to play in, wasn't it? They weren't. I don't think they was even at their full capacity.
No.